Welcome to the Kiwimana Day. Hi everyone, welcome to lucky number 13th podcast from the team at Kiwimana. This is our very last podcast for the year, and we just want to start off by saying our thank yous. Thank yous to all the supporters of Kiwimana, those who have emailed us and sent us their ideas and just interacted with us. It's been just an amazing year, and we've just opened our shop recently and we're just getting such a great response. So thank you to everybody. And I just want to recap some of the things that we did over this last year, and I'm going to start off with the local board presentation that we had, where Karen spoke and I supported her in front of our local board regarding swarmless. And yeah, thanks to Karen for helping us present that and being our speaker. And some of the other things that we did, we had a bit of fun with, is the Marmite ad, where in New Zealand it's a very famous breakfast spread. And yeah, we actually got our bees on film with that one, Gary? That was a really heaps of fun, that.
Yeah, hi everyone, it's Gary here again, and yeah, that was good. I mean, your hand was 15 seconds of fame, wasn't it?
That's right. And the other things that we talked about were, and we blogged about over the year, were Bee Week, which is the National Beekeeping Association. We celebrated that, and we donated prizes to the best dress-ups, that kind of thing. It was really fun, and thank you to our guest bloggers. We had Peter Smith, who helped us put together a hive splitting method, which we've been using actively, and it's been very successful. And Frank Sherman, who did a guest blog about bee-friendly plants, which was very, very popular. And then we had the serious stuff, which we went to the workshops about the varroa mite. We started doing some podcasts in line with that, and we celebrated the 65th anniversary with the Auckland Bee Club, and we also went to the Franklin Bee Club and we made a donation of our Kiwimana mesh board, and then they bought one too. So thank you for that and supporting us. Excellent. And yeah, we saw some good videos, and Tales from the Hive, which is a really popular movie.
Oh, we've just watched it again, haven't we?
Yeah, that was really good, eh?
We ordered it from Amazon, and yeah, it's great. I'm up. The biggest thing that surprised me is how do they film the bee like that? Yeah,
like the bee actually flying, eh? And their wasp, when they did the one about the wasp.
It's almost like they had a camera attached to the back of the wasp.
It was really good, and we would recommend that as a must-see.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the show notes to Tales from the Hive. It's an American documentary by, I think it's Nova. So anyway, I'm not sure who they are.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, and we met lots of interesting people, didn't we? Lots of new beekeepers, and
we did.
We met some Californian beekeepers, Laura and John, who came to New Zealand, and we met with them and had dinner. It was lovely, and they brought us some barbecue sauce from California, and it was yummy.
That was episode 3 of the podcast, wasn't it?
Excellent. Very good, Gary.
Yeah.
And then we did our Save the Bee, Stop the Fee submissions to the Auckland Council. We started that process in February and went right through till May, and then we got a decision which was exactly what we wanted, so no fees for people to keep bees. So we felt very pleased with the result of that, and thank you to everybody who supported us through that.
That was fantastic, wasn't it? Everyone made submissions and helped us stop that, so that was great.
Yeah. And we had a few other things that we were part of this year. We did a march to stop the sale of New Zealand assets, which is something the government's been trying to push for. So, and through that we met some other interesting and well-known people. So we met, who we met? Martin.
Oh, Martin Bradbury. Bomber Bradbury. He's a political commentator in New Zealand.
Yeah, we met him face to face, so that was really cool. And some of the strong political leaders that we also supported that New Zealand assets remain in the hands of Kiwis and not being sold overseas. So it was good.
Yeah, let's hope that stays the same, eh?
Yeah, and we went over our quilt levels and the results of using it over winter, and how we definitely feel that was an absolute must, and that's something that we're going to install over the winter again. We're going to put one on all our hives. So the
I better get busy then.
Yeah, Gary's got a lot of work to do. And the lessons that we've learnt along the way, which we've blogged about, losing a queen and how to avoid that, and basically just regular treatments and things that we have picked up along the way, which have definitely proven for us to have a really healthy apiary at the moment that is absolutely pumping. So, yeah, those are the things. We met some stars.
Stars? Who did we meet?
We met Tana Umanga.
Oh, that's right. Was that this year?
That was this year. And we also met one of the top twins. That was in a very informal gathering, and it was just really interesting to also see that we have people following us who are from overseas, and Sam Neill's one of our most recent followers, so big star in Alcatraz, and Sarah.
Oh, you mean the TV show?
Yeah. So, feeling quite pleased with what we've achieved. So
you might want to tell people overseas who Tana Umanga is.
Tana Umanga is one of our great All Blacks, and he is now coaching. So I think it's sevens he coaches now.
So that's rugby sevens. That's rugby union, isn't it?
So he was part of the All Blacks for quite some time, and it was really nice to meet him. He's such a mild-mannered guy, and just really neat to meet him. And he let me have a photo taken with him, so that was really cool. So I was looking at him with very starstruck eyes.
You were, yeah.
So we had a really interesting and full year, and we just want to thank everybody who participated in the work we've done. We've just recently opened our online shop, and we've just met lots of wonderful people in the last few weeks through the shop orders and stock orders. So thank you so much for supporting us, and we wish everybody an absolutely fantastic 2013. That's it. So
and this podcast is our 13th. So
that's right, lucky 13.
Was that planned? I don't know. Could have been.
Very exciting. So over to you now, Gary.
Thanks, Margaret. Yeah, I'm just like to say the same thing. Thanks to everyone that was supporting kiwimana this year. It's been great, and everyone that's been ordering stuff on the internet site and ringing us up as well, and coming along and saying hello when we go to events and stuff. It's been great. So maybe the first thing we talk about is the first buddies meeting. So we had some new beginning beekeepers coming along to our site and in the Waitakere Ranges, and we were just talking about their experiences of starting up beekeeping. And how did you think that went, Margaret?
Yeah, the turnout was not as I would have hoped. We had 3 people turn up, it was excellent to see them, and the things that we found that they were keen, so that was the main thing, although not all people who said they'd come turned up, but the ones that did were very interested. And we ended up finding out that through asking one question, why did you take up beekeeping, the common thread is that people just want to help bees. They want to participate in saving the bees, and the other common thread is honey. Everybody loves honey.
Yeah, that's a good reason to keep bees, isn't it?
I reckon one of the sweetest.
Yeah, we got some yesterday off one of our hives, didn't we? Just a bit of crazy comb, honeycomb. It was beautiful, wasn't it?
It was so beautiful, and it was so sweet. It was the sweetest I think I've had.
Yeah, it tasted a bit like rere, didn't it?
Yeah, that's one of our native trees that's flowering at the moment here in New Zealand. So it was really nice, and the bees are finally starting to get a good honey flow on, eh?
Oh yeah, it's just a shame it keeps raining every third day at the moment. Hey.
Yeah, it's been pretty wet. Even on Christmas Day it was raining, so...
Yeah, that was bad. And we're going to be organising another meeting, a buddies meeting in the new year, guys, if you're one of the buddies and listening to this, so we'll get in touch.
Yeah.
And we've actually found quite a few new people, haven't we, just from talking to people to join it. So.
Yeah, some of our customers who bought some products from us want to participate, and one of the other things that came out of the meeting was that all of the beekeepers and the bee buddies are new. They haven't been doing beekeeping for long. Some have just got new nukes. And the other thing is that they all keep their hives differently. One has long hives. One has
short hives,
Langstroth hives,
and
different circumstances too. One's in a urban hive, one's in a rural setting, and what was the other one?
Rural, I think.
Yeah, but it was a Langstroth and a rural one. So it was really good, because what we want to do going forward is go to everybody's site and meet with them and see how they're dealing with their issues, and do an inspection. So that will be part of putting our plans together for the bee buddies next year. And the topic that's really being asked about now is about varroa treatments and that kind of thing. So that will be one of the first things that we will address when we have our next meeting.
Yeah, well, it's the time of the year that the mites are building up, aren't they, at the moment? So
absolutely.
You need to be thinking about how you're going to treat your hives there. I thought the buddy meeting went really well, so we'll continue that.
Oh, and we had a nice cup of tea on the deck, eh? It was a beautiful day.
Oh, yes, and we had macaroons as well, which are chocolate biscuits. Chocolate
macaroons, coconut, yum.
Absolutely. And next thing we'll talk about is we did a couple of weeks back, we interviewed Kevin Ingram from the BK Corner podcast on using a thing called Google Hangouts, which is part of Google Plus, which I think it worked quite well. And actually also recorded the video, and that's actually episode 12 of our podcast. You can actually listen to the audio, and if you go onto our webpage, the show notes will be kiwimana.co.nz/12, and you can actually look at the video, so you can see what we look like, or what I look like anyway. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Margaret involved in that because we've only could work it out for one person, so we will work on that part.
Yeah, I think it was a really neat tool that you found there, and that it works really well. I think it worked in the sense that we were able to connect with someone in another country and have that common thing, the bee thing. Yeah,
no, it was good. It was good to hear. It's good to talk to him, and fantastic. So, we're looking for other people to interview too, so if you guys, if anybody out there wants to be interviewed, drop us an email. We're trying to get different people's ideas about things and see how it's working. So, give us a call.
Yeah, I think that going forward it's a method that can be used, and we are really keen to interview more people and hear their opinions and their experiences and share those things, which is what you've created there. So that was really good.
Yeah, it actually streams live as well, so people can actually watch it live if they want to. I don't know if anybody was watching us, but so that kind of added a bit of what was the word? Kind of a different level to it, because it was actually, you realise people were actually watching at the time, so it kind of felt like live radio or live TV because it had a video as well. But no, it was a good day, and we enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll get a bit more finesse on that
too.
Hopefully
Kevin's recovered from that. He might have another go at it at some point.
Yeah, it was interesting too to learn about the things that affect his beekeeping, because we don't have those kind of things here, like bears. Bears knocking over the hive, or they had a big what was it?
Hurricane Sandy.
Hurricane Sandy came through, so he showed us some photos of some of the things that had happened and the damage and to the garage and how lucky they were. And
yeah, they were very lucky.
Yeah, so it was really good to touch base with them and find that everything was okay and no loss of life in his family. So that was wonderful to hear that.
Yeah, it was quite amazing the way his beehives just got missed by like 3 or 4 meters, wasn't it? Just like nothing,
yeah, like this huge tree fell down and missed the car, and just caught the edge of the garage, but the beehives were still sitting there. It was just it was great.
I think there's someone up there looking after the bees, don't you?
Yeah, I reckon.
That was good. Yeah.
So that was a good experience for you, and Kevin was keen. There was just that time lapse difference, which was a bit of an issue, but get used to that as we go along. Yeah,
we tend to keep talking over each other because you couldn't actually hear the other person speaking, so we'll have to work on that. It's a bit easier with you and me, isn't it, Margaret, because you're just right next to me.
Yeah, and he never talk over.
No.
Indeed.
Of course not.
So what's next, Gary?
Well, we had a look at this new thing that Bayer's put out. Bayer, the company we all love to hate, have invented a varroa gate. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
It looked interesting. It's basically a little thing you put on your hive entrance, and as the bees come home or leave the hive, they actually get coated in some chemical.
Yeah, another chemical.
Sounds fantastic, doesn't it, Margaret?
Yes, it's good to generate more income for Bayer and make them even richer with products that probably are synthetic and will just create more resistance in the varroa. Yeah,
I wonder if did we find out what sort of chemical it was? Is it a new chemical? Or was it the same
article
stuff?
Didn't actually say what the chemical was, so goodness knows what's in it. I think my personal view is that it's just another way for them to generate income for them. They talk about the threat of varroa and everything, but we're finding that using purely organic treatments are working effectively, and by conducting an integrated pest management program and keeping your bees healthy and happy and having the hives ventilated is absolutely crucial to keeping them well, and I think that's the key.
Right, exactly. So you won't be trying one of these things in?
I will not be encouraging anybody to try these things whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll watch that with bated breath and see what happens with that one.
I guess the thing is that we're looking at the treatments that were miraculous, a few years ago and created by Bayer and whoever else, and how they've just created resistance in the varroa. So why aren't people just getting with the program and understanding that synthetics are not working, and the best way for a bee to be is to have a variety of food and have that food available to them so that they can be healthy and build up their own immune system, instead of having all these chemicals which the varroa are becoming resistant to. And these chemical companies know this. They've been doing herbicides and insecticides for a long time, so it is no surprise that with these synthetic treatments that the insects are becoming resistant, that the herbs and plants and everything are becoming resistant and actually changing to meet that threat. So we need natural ways to fight these things, which I believe are actually being extenuated circumstances because of the way that the humans are responding to that. So pretty harsh, I guess, in some ways, but I think if you're following $1, then buy synthetic treatments. If you're following, good health and good land management and bee management, really look organics first. Look at a natural way to fight these issues.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys have got any thoughts on that Varroa it's kiwimana.co.nz/13 for the show notes. So make some comments there. And moving along, this story here comes from London, and apparently they're saying that bees are under threat because amateur beekeepers. They're basically saying that there's not enough food in the Greater London area, and there's too many bees. Thoughts, Margaret?
Oh boy. I mean, I remember about 5 years ago, they were encouraging urban hives throughout Europe, and it was very successful. So I don't know who would like no bees in London or in these European cities. I just don't understand the logic to it.
No, I don't either. It'd be interesting to hear from Emma from London, because she's obviously from London, and what is her views on this matter?
Absolutely. I mean, we'd love to hear how urban hives are going in London and Europe and that.
Yeah.
And just hear what's going on. Are your bees hungry? Are they needing to be fed extra? Are the Varroa threats still as strong? You know, what sort of treatments are you doing over there, and how are you managing a healthy hive? And do you agree with the statement like that, or is it merely,
sell newspapers,
media hype?
Well, I mean, what they could do is get people to plant more bee-friendly plants. If there's not enough food, plant more plants,
There's heaps of gardens in London, isn't there? There's Hyde Park.
Yep. Yeah.
There's that walkway one
but
by
as we've realised,
Sherlock Holmes.
By Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
you mean
street,
Regent
Baker
Park.
Street.
Regent Park,
Regent Park.
It's beautiful, isn't
There's some beautiful parks there with lots of food there. So
yeah. But it's our old saying, isn't it? If you can't keep bees, plant trees.
That's it. And flowers.
Oh, and flowers. But the thing is, you've got to remember that flowers aren't all made equal, are they? Because some of the hybrids are useless for bees. So try and research some bee-friendly plants. Because what was that documentary we saw from England, Sarah Raven?
Yeah, Sarah Raven is fantastic, and she's she's encouraging people to have, in the common areas, which are mostly lawned or grassed, to have wild flower plantings. And she has learnt that a lot of the hybrid flowers are doubles, so they're quite I think it's the stamen inside the flower is actually hidden, and pollinators and insects can't get into the flower. So
the bee's got the tongue's too small, isn't it?
They just can't get into the flower to get the pollen and nectar. And so the more natural flowers, the heritage flowers, which are all singles and beautiful ones, are more friendly to the bees, the bumblebees, and to all insect pollinators. So she's encouraging people to do wildflower planting, and she's also meeting with farmers and encouraging them to do on the edge of the fields. They've got some access areas, and plant them with wildflowers and grasses so that they can still drive up and down there, but it won't kill the flowers having people walking or driving along there, and they just repopulate it quite naturally, and you don't have to maintain those strips. So, and it's been very successful, eh?
Yeah, it's great. And another celebrity stalking news, because she actually liked our photo, didn't she?
Yeah.
On Pinterest.
Yeah, that was really good.
But the photo wasn't about bees, it was a photo of bacon and eggs.
So
it seems that my photos of bacon and eggs are very popular.
Absolutely.
I must say. There's been several cases of that. So I'm thinking about starting a new blog called Bacon and Eggs.
I think it'll be very successful.
I think so.
I don't think you get many vegetarians on there, though.
No, probably not. No, that's true.
So what's next, Gary?
Well, the next one is an article here from Idaho, where I think, isn't it a big potato place? That's what I think about when I think of Idaho.
Don't know.
Anyway, they make grow potatoes. Apparently the article is Western beekeepers hopeful of Varroa mite solution, and they've approved Armitraz, which is another synthetic miticide, and that's actually the active chemical in Apivar, which is available already in New Zealand.
synthetic treatment, isn't
another
it?
synthetic treatment.
Yeah.
So they're hoping the Idaho State Department of Agriculture has approved its use in beekeeping. So, what do you think, Margaret? Another great another synthetic miticide out there?
Yeah, I think that the government agency has been encouraged to buy this product and follow the money trail to see, who's paying who for them to approve such a chemical, which if they just used organic treatments, they wouldn't need to approve it by anybody, and they would just do it and use it and save bees. And
okay, I think we've covered that, so that's good.
The issue is, though, Gary, is that they're going to put those people in Idaho back at a beginning path of what's been proven to harm the bees. So seriously, if they have start using the synthetic treatment, they're going to be back at square one. And Randy Oliver, as part of scientificbeekeeping.com,
he's coming here soon, isn't he?
Yeah, he's saying that they're getting out of that system now. They're coming to a good place, and the bees are surviving. So why take them back to 6 or 8 years ago and start treating with synthetics again? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Yep, crazy. So another thing we've been doing this month is we've been inspecting hives, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been very busy.
Busy, and we did a blog post about 4 weeks ago about the tale of 3 swarms, and we also did in this inspection we actually inspect all those hives, and they're all doing very well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're feisty.
And in fact, since then, we've actually split those hives, haven't we? Because they'll build up that so quickly.
Yeah, we've been doing splits of our apiary hives, and the hives that Gary's talking about are on an apiary that we've set up courtesy of an organic farmers up the road. And, yeah, they really are doing quite well, eh?
They are.
So,
they're quite feisty too.
Yeah, we've also, on our own apiary, we've started, the honey flow's been really slow this year, so we have been just keeping an eye on all the bees and doing some splits to stop the varroa cycle. And just one of the hives seems to be a real good honey gatherer, and they've started to really produce a lot of honey before any of the others. So we've put a couple of 3/4 on the top of that, and yeah, that one's really pumping, eh? Yeah,
is that Ringieri 2?
Yeah.
No, 2, 1.
Ringieri 1.
1. 1. 2's going to be Sol, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's all good, going good. We had some sad news earlier this month, didn't we? Because Marcia Meehan actually passed away, she's a great friend and a great bee lady in New Zealand. She actually runs a couple of top beekeeping blogs. So yeah, unfortunately we went down to her funeral, which was all very sad. And yeah, that's no good, is it, Margaret?
It was actually really interesting because she inspired us when we were first looking at kiwimana in terms of how would we reach people in this modern world, I guess. And we read some of her adventures that she wrote about, and it was just really lovely, eh?
Yeah.
And the stories were interesting and fun, and I think that, yeah, that definitely helped inspire our proceeding down blogging and that kind of thing.
And she often commented on our Facebook page and our blogs, didn't she? So she was great, very supportive.
Yes.
And it was great to meet her a couple of, when was that, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
It was like meeting a rock star, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we met her at the MBA conference this year as well.
Oh, the varroa resistance thing, you mean?
The workshop. And, you know, it was good because she was very passionate about saving the bees and very proactive about it. And I think the turnout really showed her family just how much she did affect people and how she influenced us and inspired us. So we thank Marcia.
Yeah, definitely one of life's characters, which is so that's sad to hear. And Well, moving along, we had some great feedback this month. We had some feedback from Emma, who's from London, and this is talking about podcast number 11. She said, "I really like the 5 reasons to learn beekeeping. Thanks for sharing these podcast roundups." So that's great, isn't it? And Emma's actually got her own blog called basilandbees.wordpress.com. So I'll put the link on that in the show notes. So go and check out Emma's blog. It's a fantastic blog. And another feedback we've got is from Joyce, and she says, "Hi guys, lovely blog. That's very good news. Ari the Vaporizer." And she enjoyed our 11th podcast. So thank you very much, Joyce. That's great. And,
can we just also just mention about what the vaporizer is, because some people may not know what the vaporizer is?
Yeah, we can do that. I think, yep.
So what is the vaporizer, Gary?
Oh, the vaporizer is isn't it a gun from a science fiction movie that vaporizes aliens?
Yeah, but we're using it to vaporize Varroa destructor.
Oh, okay, that vaporizer.
That vaporizer.
Yeah, what it is it's a
tool.
It's a tool. Yeah, it's a tool for actually vaporizing oxalic acid crystals, and it forms a vapor inside the hive, and that vapor actually crystallizes on the surfaces of the hive, and that actually gets rid of the mites. So we're selling that in the shop, and we've sold quite a lot, haven't we? So it's going very well.
It's made by a Kiwi guy, one of our friends that we know, and he does a great job of that, and it's working really well. We found that doing our natural mite falls initially, we were having hundreds of Varroa, and the recent ones that you did, what was the counts on those ones? 4.7?
4.7, yeah.
Over what period was that?
That's over. That's a 24-hour count but that's an average of 3 days.
Yeah.
So it was 4 a day.
So really showing good results. In one hive, Whenuapai, we were a bit worried about, but it's come back double strength, and we've just split it, and it's doing really, really well.
So we'll be doing some more vaporizing this week, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that because we're knowing, the brood is building up, we're doing our drone management frames and keeping an eye on that as well. And by doing the natural mite falls regularly, we can see whether there's a trend for the Varroas building up again. But so far, so good. Yeah,
the mesh board does help. And we had another inquiry today about it, didn't we? So we've got to make some more of those. So I need to clone myself.
Yeah, the kiwimana mesh board is definitely part of that integrated program, and next year we'll be working on some more step-by-step methods for that as part of an integrated pest management program that we're going to recommend to our bee buddies as well.
And I think we're actually discussing the vaporizer at a couple of bee club meetings, haven't we? Those details haven't been confirmed yet, so we can't really tell you that. But
we've been invited to present
talk about some the vaporizers, so that should be interesting. Yeah,
and we're happy to share those things that we've used and we've done in our apiary, which are proving successful. So, why reinvent the wheel? If it works, then we share that information so that people can do the same things and hopefully get the same results,
Absolutely.
And you were talking about the loss of that new beekeepers are causing the loss of amateur beekeepers. You
in London?
That? Yeah, the starvation thing. But one of the things I have picked up that when you're starting out in beekeeping through the bee buddies is that it really is good to get someone who's a mentor to help you, someone who's experienced and understands the threats for the bees at the moment, and really working with them and getting their support, because unfortunately with one of the issues that we found is that a new beekeeper not doing beekeeping for very long has created some risks and unfortunately may lose her hives as a result of that. So, we really strongly believe that if you're starting out beekeeping, go to bee clubs, meet with experienced beekeepers. Get someone who's local or nearby who can come and help you and work with you. Those kind of things are really important.
Learn what diseases are in your hive and how to pinpoint them.
Yeah, identify and manage them, and
if you can't go to courses, maybe get books, look at photos, talk to other people.
Yeah, so, it's part of learning, taking bees, as we've been through it, Gary?
Yeah.
We've had losses, we've had gains, and,
I think when you start, you don't really know what normal looks like, do you?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And when you're looking for diseases, you're looking for abnormal stuff like, brood wrong and, brood stringy and things like that. So these are the things you've got to be looking out for, guys, So
you're basically saying that unless you know what's normal, you won't be able to pick out what's not.
Yep, absolutely, and that's another good reason to have two hives, because you can compare them.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, that's not right. Why is that like that? And so you've got to be really careful. But maybe we could do a blog post about that, about the disease recognition and stuff like that.
I think that would be really handy. And the other thing with that is that you've also got support system there if you can't inspect your hive, like if you're going away and you've got a support person.
Yeah.
And you can learn and support them too if they go away, so your hives aren't left unattended without being inspected. So, really recommend that you meet with local people and local clubs and form a relationship with those clubs so that you can have that support available to you.
Yeah, because this time of year, you've really got to be checking your hives every couple of weeks, so...
Definitely.
Yeah, it's just hard to do when you've got a lot of hives, but...
Yeah.
We achieve it, don't we?
You get there in the end, and it's just a matter of learning. And, the people that we've met along our journey, our beekeeping adventures, have all given us little pearls of wisdom. And, their experiences make us aware. So share your experiences so we can all learn something. And
yeah, absolutely.
It makes us much better beekeepers, in my view, anyway.
Oh, it was great to meet Kathy and John today, wasn't it? I think they went away with their head full of information.
Yeah.
Kathy and Steve, sorry.
Kathy and Steve.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that is the most enjoyable is to hear that there are so many people out there who want to create a really nice environment and healthy, and not spray it and keep it clean, and who will make the effort to remove weeds rather than
Like keep weeds are good, aren't they?
Some weeds.
Well, most of them, because we've got some thistles out near our front door, guys. And it's amazing. We've got bumblebees, we've got bees, and tonight we've even got a finch eating the seeds. So
the little birds are eating all the seeds out of once the flowers have gone, and
so it's a multi-purpose weed. Isn't it? It's great.
I mean, in England, they're not weeds at all. They're actually native flora and fauna.
Yeah.
So, they say a weed is something that you don't want in your garden. So I suppose...
Well, one man's weed is a pollinator's feast, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, in New Zealand, it's a bit difficult because a lot of the things that are classed as weeds are actually exotics, which have been brought in from overseas, and unfortunately their invasive nature does cause concern to our natural native trees and everything. So it's a fine line, and you've just got to decide how you want to deal with that. So we allow some areas of our lawns to just grow.
Yeah, that's our excuse, guys. If you ever come over and you see all the lawns really high, it's because we care.
Yeah,
okay?
we leave them to grow.
It's not because we can't be bothered.
And then we also feed Louise with what's left.
Yeah, and Louise is our goat, for anyone that doesn't know that. So yeah,
and she loves a good feed.
She does.
She even eats my roses when she gets off her run.
I know. She's not very popular when she does that, is she? And we've got a favour again to ask you guys this month. If you can please go to the iTunes, you can actually go to kiwimana.co.nz/iTunes, And please leave a review on there, or just create an account and leave a review and tell us what you think of the podcast. If you get any kind of benefit out of our podcast, we'd really appreciate your review, because it actually makes our rankings go up in iTunes and more people can find us. So that would be fantastic.
Yeah, we'd love you to share us and subscribe to our website.
Absolutely.
And,
feel free to burn us on a CD and give it to your friends, or whatever.
Oh, and our shop opened about 3 weeks ago now, and have a look at it, see what you think. Feedback is appreciated.
Yeah.
And of course, buying anything you want that's available, just drop us a line or email us, or just place an order. So yeah. Yeah,
and the other thing is, if you happen to be buying something from Amazon, visit one of our blog posts, and at the top of the screen you'll see an Amazon link. So just click on that, and we get a small commission off that. So that just all goes to help paying for the website, which would be great, guys. And that's fantastic. And I'd just like to say, everyone have a happy New Year, because tomorrow's New Year's Eve, isn't it, Margaret? So
absolutely.
Have a safe night with your family, and have a great year.
Be safe.
Be safe, and we'll be back in...
We'll be back.
We'll be back in 2013, in probably January. And, yeah, good luck, guys.
And thank you for listening to the Kiwimana Buzz.